Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you had a great weekend. Wanted to talk about why it's important to be curious rather than furious. So we see so much of that, don't we? Particularly in the social media space. We're actively encouraged to be really mad at each other, and it seems to be becoming something that's really popular, and I'm not sure why, because I don't think any of us are getting much out of this being hooked on the adrenaline of fear or anxiety, other than it's what seems to be coming at us from every possible angle. And I was thinking about this curious versus furious. So being curious is, I always talk about the princess and the pea. I'm sure you'll know that from childhood. And you know, when we're not curious, essentially something very small that we could have done something about becomes inevitably enormous, because we've piled up mattress after mattress after mattress, you know, all these things on top of something that, had we just been a little bit more curious about, we would have understood where that issue started, where it was potentially coming from, if we'd approached it without bias and judgment and all this stuff we like to do, if we're honest. We can get to a solution really quickly, actually, and we can avoid layering it up. And it becomes much more difficult to deal with when it's layered up, because we've lost what was at the bottom, or it's right at the bottom, and it takes a lot of digging through things to get to where we need to be. So an invitation just to retain your curiosity about people, pause the judgment, pause the assumptions, take a breath, you know, the power of a pause, and just think about it in a curious way. It's different. Does it make it wrong? Does it make it offensive? Is it really upsetting you? Why? Is it somebody's presentation of their lived experience and themselves? Can we hold space for that? Can we be a bit more curious about why somebody is doing what they're doing, and offer a different way of listening so that we get to a different outcome? So yeah, it's really important just thinking about our need to be curious as opposed to furious. And it leans into that, let's respond instead of reacting all the time. And think about how that affects our ability to hold space for one another. See you soon.